Most people think something has to be wrong before they change their life. A crisis, a breakdown, a failure loud enough to ignore. But the truth is more uncomfortable. Nothing is wrong with your life. And that's exactly why you'll stay stuck. No alarms are ringing. Bills are paid. You're functional, responsible, reasonable. From the outside, everything looks fine. And fine is the most dangerous place you can be. Because fine doesn't demand courage. Fine doesn't force clarity. Fine doesn't ask hard questions. Fine lets years disappear quietly. Most people don't fail dramatically. They don't crash. They drift. They wake up one day and realize a decade passed, and nothing catastrophic happened. But nothing meaningful did either. The real trap isn't pain. It's comfort without intention. When nothing is wrong, you stop inspecting your direction. You stop asking why. You stop questioning whether this life was actually chosen. And that's the moment momentum becomes a cage. The greatest losses don't happen suddenly. They happen slowly. Then all at once. Not because people are lazy, but because they mistake stability for progress. Here's the uncomfortable part. Smart people get stuck more often. Because intelligence helps you justify almost anything. You rationalize comfort. You optimize routines. You explain away dissatisfaction. You tell yourself, this is practical. This is safe. This is responsible. And slowly, you trade long-term freedom for short-term peace. Nothing feels urgent. Nothing feels broken. So nothing changes. You don't feel trapped. You feel settled. And settled is just stagnation with good branding. If you don't consciously design your life, you don't end up with chaos. You end up with the default. The default career. The default schedule. The default ambitions. The default fears. A life assembled by expectations, not intention. Comfort doesn't feel like danger. It feels earned, deserved, logical. That's why it works. Comfort removes friction. But friction is what creates leverage. When everything is smooth, there's no signal to recalibrate. No reason to take risks. No reason to build anything that lasts without you. You start confusing motion with movement. Busy, productive, exhausted, but not free. Time doesn't feel expensive when life is fine. You don't notice the cost until later. You sell years for convenience, days for certainty, energy for approval. And one day you realize your life requires constant effort just to remain the same. If you stop working and everything stops, you don't own anything. Freedom isn't about having more. It's about needing less effort to maintain your life. Urgency doesn't create clarity. It creates panic. Calm creates clarity. Calm sees long arcs. Calm resists noise. Calm navigates instead of reacting. Compounding doesn't announce itself. It feels boring. Small actions. Repeated. Uninterrupted. That's why most people abandon it. They want proof before patience. But compounding rewards direction, not speed. A 1-degree correction today prevents years of regret later. Your environment is deciding for you. The conversations you tolerate, the content you consume, the people you listen to. That's your real curriculum. Protect your attention. It is the steering wheel. Nothing is wrong with your life, and that's the warning. Because without intention, without long-term thinking, comfort becomes a quiet agreement to stay where you are. This isn't motivation, it's alignment. Freedom isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It's designed, deliberately, calmly, over time. If this unsettled you, good. That means you're awake. This is Naval Wisdom Archive, and if you stay, you're choosing direction over drift.